Joining us now is Roslyn Kind. Welcome to the show, Roslyn. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you, Donna. Lovely to be with you this morning.
And lovely to be with you as well. So, you're all about the heart. You're passionate, you're kind, you're generous of spirit. I've done a
Yeah.
lot of research about you. And now you're all about love. You have a beautiful love song. Let's talk about that.
I've always been about love. That comes with having coming from your heart in everything you do. This is a song that I used to do. It's a medley, actually. And I used to do each of these songs separately in my shows at different times, not together. And then one day I came up with the idea of putting the two together and creating a story. So I did perform in my shows, first with piano and then with trio, but I wasn't really happy till I had it fully orchestrated. And that's when I recorded it. And now we've done a video to accompany it. And it's a total love story. It's about actually that you're recognizing love after a certain age, that you can still have it on one level. And it's also about love is love is love.
Indeed, and it's very picturesque. Have you always had an affinity also for the water, Rosalind? Have you always felt that cool breeze or that spirit come through you and through the trees, like connecting to nature?
I've had out of body. I've had out of body experiences when I was meditating a lot in the 80s. That was when I was doing my own soul searching for why I was here, what was my purpose. And in my regression came about my reason for being here, and it was to heal, was to heal. And how can I heal? And I once sat with a medium too, and the hair was up on the back of her neck because she says, "Oh my God, you're a healer, and you heal with your voice." So I
You're
figure my God given gift is supposed to be used to bring hearts together, to make peace and beauty in this world, love.
when you're performing, I've been able to see some videos of your work. I haven't been able to see you perform live yet, but the one thing that was so apparent is the fact that when you're performing, you are almost like gathering the souls into your own. I don't know if that makes sense to you, and I don't think I've ever experienced it or said it that way. But when I watch you, I see you as someone that is like you're the gift of song, but you're also at the same time like pulling people and gathering them in. It's a wonderful, extraordinary talent you have as an entertainer. What do you feel is I guess, the purpose or how you were able to create that for yourself?
I don't know that I created it. I think I just am a spiritual person and became even more spiritual. And before I even go on a stage, I pray to God that He lets me be able to reach people who are in dire need of His message of love and light, and that somehow my music and my singing can help accomplish that. Um, to bring love. I love it when people say, for instance, even when I was very young and I had no idea, I was singing in a club in San Francisco and I sang um, When I Fall in Love. And a couple came up to me and they said, "Oh my God, thank you so much. Thank you. He just proposed."
Wow.
So, it's like positive energy, positive, loving energy with people. And I've gotten that from all of my audiences. And I always think about, one day I would love to be, I used to ask the musicians who were in my show in Las Vegas, because they also worked with Elvis Presley, "What is it you love about working with Elvis?" And they said, "Well, because it was a happening. It was a happening." And that really stayed with me. And I thought to myself, wouldn't that be great if it's, unlike, I'm not comparing myself to the Lord or anything, but it like Jesus was on the mount and it's not because of me, but because of what the message is that people come and gather. So it's interesting that you feel that way.
And in all sincerity, when I started my show 15 years ago, I said, "Well, what would happen if Jesus came back down? What kind of talk show would he be on?" Or I'm like, somebody has to tell good news. So I started my TV show 15 years ago just telling good news. And I meant that sincerity. I
Uh,
wasn't being blasphemous at all. But yes, your gift of song, when people come to see you, it is so wonderful. The relief, I guess, and the peace that you're providing to the audience where they can escape, the challenges that they're facing every day, and for just a little while be in a special magical place that transports them into feeling good. about their journey, and you are that type of an entertainer.
Thank you. I am. That's what I go for. That's where I'm at. That's my message. And I look at people's faces in my audience. I look at the eyes that I can see. I can tell whether somebody's not really happy, and I'll sing more toward them to put a smile on their face.
What do you do to practice, Roslyn, when you have such a gift, right, in your voice and your vocal cords? Is there certain ways that you warm up? Like, what are some of your exercises, if you don't mind, like maybe going through that process with us?
It's, in- it's so interesting to ask that because for years I never did anything. I would just open and it would be there. I got spoiled. I really got spoiled. And then one day when I was working a lot of jobs and traveling and touring, I really needed to find something to do to put the moisture in there. So I now do vocal exercises, which I've picked up from a teacher or another musical director that I work with. And so I have to do some exercises in the morning or whatever to open up. But I was spoiled for so long. It was so hard to start doing that.
Well, I thank you so very sincerely from coast to coast. I know that you kind of grew up in this like area, if you will, right? Um,
Yeah.
New York City and Brooklyn and then the whole five towns and Long Island area. Is there one thing that when you come back home to this side of the coast that you enjoy the most? Is it a certain food or anything that you really like doing when you're here?
I like to go to shows in Manhattan. I love to see my family who's still on the East Coast. I'm a very family oriented person. So for me, it's my family and my friends who I haven't seen in a while. And yeah, good restaurants is right.
Yeah, good restaurant, good restaurants. Yes, and you know what? Holidays at your home must be just so delightful too, because you surround yourself with a very talented legacy as a family. You guys must have real. I mean, singing holiday tunes or singing anything, show tunes must just be a
Would,
blast.
would,
I can name that
would you
tune in
believe,
two notes. What?
would you believe we don't? Would you believe we don't?
Well, anytime you come back home, if you would do me the honor of hanging around and singing show tunes with me, I would love to sing show tunes with you.
I mean, we really don't sing like that at home. Maybe when we were younger, yeah, when we were young, but not these days,
All right. I think you
you
should
know.
just bring it back
So,
to the stoop. Just sit on a stoop and let it roll. So, but if you would like to play someday, that would be so much fun. Because I feel like that's what all keeps us young. It's just that joyful spirit in our hearts that,
oh yeah,
wake
and
up and
that's what
have
I
a
love about my new music video because I created a story, and the song is "The Look of Love into the Island," and it's all about bringing people to each other. My feeling is one-on-one love, love yourself, love others. Wherever you can have that love, open your heart. Open your heart. And women, I know, my friends have told me that a lot of women don't think they can find love after 50, 60, but you can. Don't give up. Don't give up. Look for the light. Fill yourselves with light, with a smile, with beauty, and you'll attract. You will attract.
and there's
And
nothing
love
wrong.
is love. Everybody
Love,
has the right to have whatever partner they love. It shouldn't be restricted. And I really am a firm believer in that we have a fight ahead of us too to make people understand that love is where it begins and love is where it ends.
it's true.
And if you don't have that, you have all this darkness in the world.
And there's
We have
nothing
to get
wrong
rid of
with
that.
asking someone out on a date. Just be brave. You have nothing to lose in
Yeah.
the invitation. So invite someone to celebrate life with you. That's what I'm all about. Um, Thank you, Roslyn. I really appreciate you so, so much for coming on.
Thank you, Donna. It's been a pleasure.
Happy journeys. I cannot wait. Everyone, please, Roslyn Kind. When you listen to her voice, when you celebrate her music, you're just going to feel so good in your heart. And thank you for being here, Roslyn. Take care.
That's The Look of Love and The Island out
Yes.
on Valentine's Day. On Valentine's Day.
Woo! Valentine's Day. Okay, I'm sending you a big heart. Can you see my heart? I'm sending it right to
Yes,
you.
I can.
Okay.
Back
Bye,
at you, sweet.
Roslyn. Mwah.
Bye
Bye-bye.
bye.